I always tell people, if we live or die, it's important, but it's not so important. What's important is where we're going to go when we die. That's the most important thing. People want to live here forever. They think this is the place of life. The Torah say this place is a preparation for the real life. That's not the real life over here. Over here, when you're born, you begin to die. Second you're born, your time clock is working. Right? Every second that passes, your battery gets less and less and less. So here, we are all in a process of dying. We're not in a process of living. We don't gain life. We lose life every second, like a battery. Keeps dying, dying, dying. How do you call a battery when it goes from 100 to 90, and then from 90 to 70, from 70 to 30, and then to 10? What do you say on the phone? My battery is dying. Right? But it's still alive. But it's dying. It's in the process of dying. In this world, everyone is in the process of dying. From the minute you came to the world, you begin to die. You die, and then once you're dead, then Hashem will decide if you go to life of eternity or a horrible place for eternity. Depend on your behaving. Some sins that people do will make them lose everything. You heard it from me, I'm sure, hundreds of times already. Shabbat, for instance. If you mechalel Shabbat, you're done. You have no chance, nothing will help you. Chalel Shabbat, 100% like a goy. Second, a woman that is not modest. She dressed not modest, she goes on the street. If she's married, she doesn't cover her hair. She dressed tight clothes, or short skirts above the knees, or pants, or mini skirts, or short sleeves above the elbows, or open V, or in the back open, or all kinds of stretching material that sticks to the body in intimate parts of her body. Woman like this, she's in a category of Machtiyat Arabim. Meaning everyone who looks at her thinks all kinds of things in his mind. Every time it happens, she gets a sin. She has millions of sins every week. Because everyone who looks at her, it's a sin. Obviously, by the age of 40, 50, 60, she already has billions of sins. Impossible to fix already. That's why with modesty you don't play. The Gemara don't call women righteous and wicked. By men, you have tzaddik and rasha. By women, there's no such thing. By women, the Torah say tznuah or prutza. There's no such thing, tzaddika or rishait. By men, you have tzaddik or rasha, because there's many things. You learn Torah, tzaddik. You put tefillin, tzaddik. You give tzedakah, tzaddik. You do a lot of good things, tzaddik, tzaddik, tzaddik. By women, 90% of their life is modesty. So if she's tznuah, she's tzaddikah. If she's prutza, she failed. Everything else is extra. By men, there's no such thing. There's no such thing that you do that it's 90% of your life. Shabbat is very important. Limud Torah is very important. But there's a lot of other important things by men. By a woman, if she does everything, but she dress provocative, like the secular women, the way they dress in all the weddings and on the street and on the beach. If she does everything, but she dress not modest, she can never make it to heaven. Never. Nothing will help her. Even if all her life she cooked for the yeshiva, 60 years. It's not going to help her. She's going to have to get her reward in this world, because she is Machtiyat Arabim. And the Gemara say, and this is the words of Hashem, not mine. The Gemara say that someone who Machtiyat Arabim makes the public commit sins, and maspikim beyado lasot tshuva. His good deeds is not enough for him to do tshuva. Because no matter how much good you do, 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, 50, 100, 1,000, that's nothing compared to how many sins you get at the same time, just by the way you dress. She goes to work, she's working in a bank. How many customers come a day? 400 customers come. What do you think they all do? They're looking at her not modest place, the way she dressed. Open here, open there, everything. And they think about her. And some women put tons of makeup and tons of perfume to attract more attention, and all kinds of long nails and all kinds of colors, who drives the people crazy, even in the subconscious. And then in an average day, she goes to work to take care of deposits, or she works in the post office, whatever she does. In an average day, 1,000 people just thought about her, and she just gained 1,000 sins. Then she gets on a train, another 1,000 people saw her. And in the morning, another 2,000 people saw her. It's a big problem. Multiplied by 30, 40 years, you do the math. That's why with modesty you don't play games. There is a lot of other things, Mahti Arabim, drug dealer. Someone is a drug dealer, sell drugs to people, is a mass murderer. People died because of him, people's life destroyed. He thinks, I make millions, I drive a fancy car, I buy myself a nice mansion in Jamaica, mistake, with 2 lions, and and I'm on top of the world. But he doesn't know that here in this world, maybe you think you are. But when the time comes for you, you'll be the most miserable person because you're going to have to pay for every one of these kids. Some died, some families are broken, some people are divorced. This kind of thing. Someone that has a casino, and Jews go and gamble there. Sometimes there's house casino. Doesn't have to be a professional one. Place that people play cards. They go, they lose money, they destroy their family, they destroy their marriage, they destroy their children, destroy everything. Who is going to pay for all of it? The one who organized the gambling. You understand? It causes husbands not to sleep at home. It causes people to go 3 days in a casino, forget about the world. And even someone who's Shomer Shabbat, because he's losing and losing from Thursday and Friday, is so much into it, he loses his mind and he's going to play even on Shabbat. I saw it, that it happened to people that are Shomer Shabbat 20 years. They just couldn't stop because they were losing so much. And the Satan, he keeps telling you, oh, don't worry, you're going to get back your money. Next round. This is your round. He borrow from this friend and from that friend, and then when the money runs, he runs to the ATM, he's a Chalel Shabbat. All these things that I see every day. So that's called Machtiya Rabim. A man, if he's a modest person, and he learns a lot of Torah, and gives a lot of tzedakah, and he does put tefillin, he eats kosher, he's a good husband, it's very important. You have to be a good husband, you have to be a good father, you have to give a lot of attention to your family, to be devoted. You have to be around when they need you, unless they mochel you. They say, oh, you can go. No, it's a different story. You have to give a lot of attention to people that depend on you. So a man, most important thing for a man is learning Torah. For 2 reasons. One, the profit is huge. Limud Torah keneged kulam. Limud Torah keneged kulam. Learning Torah on a scale, it's equal like everything else combined. And there's one more thing. What is it? That when you learn Torah, it's guaranteed that you become more religious. If you become a better human being or not, most of the time the answer is yes. You become more honest, you become less angry, you're not a liar anymore. You're working on yourself because you learn Torah every day. It changes you. The more you hear about it, the more you change. However, I've seen people that learn Torah many years and stay the same monsters they used to be. The reasons for it is because they never want to change. If a person refuses to admit that he's rotten and he behaves like an animal and he refuses to admit it, nothing will ever change it. Because if a sick person denies his sickness, there's no way to treat him. He refuses to come, he refuses to take the medication, he's never going to change. The first step in changing in life is first to recognize that I'm sick and to admit and to accept I want to change. I want to work on my problem. Same thing with drug addicts. If they live in denial, there's nothing to talk to them about. Step number 1, they have to understand I'm sick, I'm in serious problem, I need help. Oh, now when you admit and you put yourself down, you put your ego down and you're not denying anymore, now we can work with you. If we succeed or not, it's depend on Hashem's will, but at least there is a chance. If a person lives in denial, if a person is proud and his wife keeps telling him, enough with your show off, enough, and he gets angry there. What show off? What are you talking about? I'm humble, I'm not proud, I'm not. As long as he denies, the more he repeats it, the more he is convinced that he's okay. Because a person follows what comes out of his mouth. That's a very, very important rule to know. What comes out of your mouth, that's how you become. You speak all day about sport, that becomes your life. Speak about politics all day, news, that's what you become. It takes over your life. You speak about food, that's all you care about. This restaurant, that party, what they're going to serve, what they're going to give. That's what becomes. You speak about women all day you make scenes with the women. Over here, over there, in a video. Why? Because that's what you speak about. You speak about Torah all the time, becomes your life. Everything else becomes mad. You don't care about it. You don't care about the TV and the shows and the vacation.